Hello, welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole. What you are seeing here is the live presentation of Midnight Suns. We just are in like 10 seconds. They just announced that there will be no microtransaction to the games. And they are now apparently showing the gameplay. I don't really know what to expect. This is complete live. So
we're not quite in Kansas anymore, are we?
No.
Yeah, keep in mind this is alpha footage. The game is coming out next year.
Moving her in real time there.
So if there's performance issues, that's pretty normal.
Entirely new superhero headquarters that we created with Marvel. Every cool superhero team has to have a cool superhero headquarters. This is.
I love her outfit.
Just showing the exterior.
Wow.
We're going to show more of the Abbey.
It's kind of creepy. Doctor Strange and Blade is just like sitting or standing behind you.
This is our hunter. We've talked about how customizable they are. They can look very different from this.
I love that.
We're walking by one of the other characters on the team, Magic. My personal favorite.
Yeah, unfortunately it looks a little bit pixelated, which has to do with being a YouTube premiere. It's like, believe me, it is on the highest of highest things.
X-Men and the X-Mansion. Now having your own base is such a staple that I think you need to do.
That looks cool, by the way.
You now have your own.
Yes.
So it's Tuesday, it's day, and it's drizzling rain.
How you live with these heroes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so now what we've done is crossed over into this sort of interdimensional space we call limbo. So Magic opens portals.
Okay.
You walk through limbo.
That's cool.
And you get to your next mission. And that's kind of one of her powers, and she can display this stuff in combat as well.
Like, we still don't know really fully what this game is, so I'm really interested to see how it works, because it looks like a card game. Oh, here we go. Wow, we are jumping directly into it. Awesome.
Team through and through. I'm so proud of the designers we have here and the folks that work with Jake and the creative systems designers, but we've made something that you have.
You can probably also do it from like a top view, but
there's so much when it comes to the visual element of this.
For cinematic reasons,
and the superhero flair that you're going to see.
They're probably doing it that way.
We wanted to slow down before we start playing this thing fast.
Let's talk
about what the mechanics
Let's talk
are
about
right?
the abilities.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
As you may have heard, the hero's abilities, they're dealt to you at the start of combat.
So we can play 3 cards, 1 move, 2 redraws, and we can use 1 item.
What could be
on the right side
about cards? Nothing, I assume. However, in case it is,
by the way, top left corner, there's nothing really there. Just the objective.
It doesn't actually.
I'm not hiding important gameplay information.
Different than things we've done before, but as Garth is playing, I'm going to explain how this whole system works.
Yes, please.
And the idea is that every character has their own abilities that the player is in charge of. So they can assign whatever abilities they want to Blade, to Doctor Strange, to the Hunter. They bring all those abilities into combat, and there aren't that many of them. So you're going to see all those abilities.
Awesome. The abilities are looking amazing, by the way.
And there's some really cool card categories.
Ooh.
Yes. So there's 3 different.
Wait, card play refounded. That's pretty cool.
There's an attack, which Garth is there. One of the benefits of abilities, treating them as
probably because he killed someone.
Interesting effects on them. So we have tons of them. It's another benefit is we can make so many different abilities. We can give them interesting effects. One is an attack, which Garth showed off.
That was probably a
The next is a skill, which he just used with Doctor Strange. And that is the sort of thing that is a little more, could buff your allies, could be defensive.
All right.
Different ways to use it. But
that's good.
Ultimately, the important thing is that by playing attacks, by playing skills, you're building up a resource that we call heroism. You can see this in the bottom right.
Okay, we have 3 heroism, and the card eats up 2.
The game all rotates around heroism, right? And so you build up heroism, and you use that to then.
So it's super abilities.
Third type of ability, which is called heroic.
That's cool, man.
They can have devastating
impacts
on the enemies, and that's what we're working towards right here. Now, I have a few other plays. Before I use Doctor Strange's heroic, I'm going to use one of the Hunter's attacks to build up more heroism, which will make the heroic stronger.
So
we need a minimum of 2?
Fire off this ability.
Oh, you can connect them.
But you can also discreetly.
That's awesome.
And you'll have to be able to use different abilities or different effects in the environment.
So now we're gonna trigger.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say, like, it seems like you have a lot of flexibility and freedom how you choose to play.
Apply too weak. I wonder what that does.
I mean, the idea is that the game is meant to move pretty fast. It's still very deep. I love that ability.
That right.
He just KO'd that person. By the way.
Now, of course, he has a problem that he is in the thick of it.
Gentle KO. It'll be okay.
Right?
Right?
That's probably not like the greatest thing to
Also, I mean,
do.
you saw that heroic ability. Our team and our content team and
He definitely has less health
They have created these abilities that are in your
than
face, incredibly satisfying.
the rest of the fighters.
And the payoff.
Yeah, they've really pushed the presentation of the abilities, and it's
They look cool.
There are a lot of deep elements to combat here, and part of that is how different the heroes play. So we have a number.
But here also they
in
said
fact,
it
actually,
at the beginning that there will be no microtransactions
Yeah, we're
in
going
this
to use a
game.
special skill from the hunter, which
Which
going to
is
chain
fantastic.
on and allow us to use a very, very powerful
Like,
card
give me
in our deck.
DLCs.
So, Inspire allows you to play heroic or a card that costs heroism for free. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh.
Hunter, and that's going to lead into this powerful ability.
Yeah, and so the hero combo, again, a big attack. The way that you unlock these abilities is actually through the Abbey. So we talk about how the relationships that you have with these heroes
Huh.
is
Wow.
very awesome and very powerful. You unlock these super powerful.
Damn, that's a
by
lot of
rolling
flashy
with
abilities,
the
man.
involved.
Last man standing.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, Blade. Gotta go with Blade.
I mean, of course.
So
Nice.
again, that's an encounter. You know, they play very, very fast.
Cool. I would have loved to see
Every one of these
how
sites
the enemies are
seems
also
like
attacking.
two more appear in their place.
Patience. Hydra certainly
But that
lives
looked
up to
cool.
their name.
I've hunted an actual Hydra. That was easier.
Easier than this. I live up to my name, too.
Hi, Sabretooth.
Hell of a price Crossbones put on your head, runt. Too bad he never said it had to stay attached to your body. Well, too bad for you.
I love the design.
For a dead man.
Whee!
You got one thing
Getting some
right
Wolverine
today,
action in here.
Sabretooth. Heads are definitely about to roll.
Oh, look. Another mangy stray.
You smell wrong.
Compared to him,
Good point.
Rude?
Now I get to kill two runts with one claw. Maybe I should be paying Hydra.
Well, let's see how that goes.
Okay, guys, I would be lying if I would say I'm not excited about this very iconic duo, this battle between Sabretooth and Wolverine.
Yeah, and as you saw there, just one of the cinematics. We have hours of cinematics in the game. Obviously, we're telling.
I'm actually kind of interested to see how the story unfolds in this. Like, it seems to be a very interesting story so far.
But we have a large cast of characters, not just heroes. We've got, again, as I said, 12 Marvel heroes plus the Hunter. We also have a large cast of villains for the player to know.
12 Marvel heroes. That's a lot.
What makes Lilith so powerful? So again, she's the ultimate enemy.
Ooh.
The thing that's cool about her, if you
33.
imagine the most dangerous people in the Marvel universe, she's equally.
It was like a
dangerous
quarter of
because
his
she can
health.
corrupt people with
Damn.
a single touch. So not only you fight villains like Sabretooth here, but you'll fight what we call fallen, where Lilith has corrupted villains. She's corrupted even heroes that the player's gonna have to fight against.
Oh, that's cool.
Very deep narrative. A lot of narrative comes out, not just through cinematics, but also you'll experience in game as well.
I love that you
Now
can
we're
use the
fighting
environment,
against
man.
Sabretooth, and yes, you're
That
right,
is
this
so
an
good.
iconic matchup, right? Wolverine. The
It
best
looks
at what he
so
does,
good.
Sabretooth,
Like, keep in mind, this is like a turn-based game, and it's very cinematic.
he's deadly. Like
I was actually fearing that it would be a little bit too slow for a lot of people, because, turn-based card game, tactical game like XCOM.
Also a unique flair to them.
Yeah, that looks really good
the
so far.
idea Behind Sabretooth is that he has an ability called Frenzy, and that means that every time you take an action, he may respawn, right? So
Oh.
you have to be really careful. You have to be very efficient in what you do because Sabretooth responds very quickly. So
Got
we
it.
can take 2
Okay.
actions, then he's gonna fight back.
So you have to like anticipate when he goes on that frenzy, kind of.
Yes,
Got
like
it.
for now.
Oh, there's Frenzy. Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
I love Sabretooth.
Dazed.
We've introduced, here we're introducing Wolverine.
Yeah, I love
for
the
first
animation
time.
so far
This
in
is
this
where you
game.
meet him. This is pretty far into the game, probably. I mean, actually, this game's very long, so not that far, but this is a good 10, 12 hours into the game. When you meet Wolverine and you unlock him. So there are characters you unlock through play. This is the moment when you sort of meet Wolverine for the first time. And so, again, Wolverine, a completely different playstyle.
Damn, it's really
completely
deep what
set
you can
of
do.
Abilities.
Can you go into his abilities a little bit more? Like, what makes him so unique and different from the
Like, I
other?
think that was the problem I had
Yeah,
with
so
Marvel
if you think
Avengers,
about
right? That Marvel
Wolverine,
Avengers for me,
he's very savage. He has
It's
the
still
ability
kinda a
to
looter
attack
shooter
multiple targets. So he
without
has
you
what we
seeing
call
the
chains.
loot on your
He
character,
has a
which
lot
really
of
like,
ability that chains
huh?
to multiple targets. And at the same
I didn't
time,
like much.
he can
This
talk,
is definitely
and that
more
means
up
that
my
he can
alley.
draw their
Like,
fire. When he attacks
absolutely.
them, then
This is a
enemies,
game for me.
target Wolverine after that, and that's great because Wolverine has the ability to regenerate health. He's very low on health here. Garth, you doing okay, bud?
Let's use a little berserk. I'm gonna get some lifesteal on there if you want to mention that.
No, that's fine.
I believe in you, Garth. Like, you can do this.
Fine.
Oh wow,
As
he
you
can
see,
heal up
Sabretooth,
quick.
Huge.
Damn.
Huge health bar.
Heavy hitter. Definitely
Yes,
heavy hitter.
definitely a heavy hitter. And so that's good. Wolverine has got some lifesteal going on. And since I got
There
the wing-
flies the ragdoll.
But yeah, this is the problem with
Ooh.
Sabretooth, right? Is that he just doesn't stop. And this matches how he is in the comics as well. Like, Sabretooth doesn't stop,
Yep.
So you have to always kind of be on your toes here.
Right. What are we doing, Garth? Like,
We got him.
we got him? Okay, alright. Okay.
I'm actually going to
You can position yourself, use the environment.
Okay. Right.
It also seems like it
One thing
really
that's
works
worth
well
pointing out
with
is that
controllers.
As you move, you can continue to move until you use an ability, right? And so you can position yourself.
Which makes sense. Again,
perfectly.
it's
And then use an
turn-based.
ability
They're not
to
under
do-
pressure. They don't have to act
And,
fast.
the movement balance is one of my favorite parts. As movement, if you play tactics, you know how critical it is. But
Oh,
it's
that
this
will finish
wonderful
him, right?
balance of, you can choose to play more methodically and find that single precise movement position to take advantage of the enemies, but it's not every single turn, every single action you make that decision.
Can't heal. Have to keep going.
Uh-oh. I think Lilith found him, which wouldn't be good. Yep. Hey girl, what's up?
You'll do.
Well then. That's probably not good.
Alright, so we saw a lot of good gameplay, a lot of good ability. It's just like amazing.
Nice
amazing
cutscenes.
gameplay, of course. But this isn't just it, right, Garth? There's still a whole nother section to it.
There's a whole other section. It is enormous. It is incredibly exciting. Again, we love tactics games, and changing what we did with the tactics design there wasn't enough. We wanted a whole other half of the game that was the.
I was really
RPG part,
afraid
the tactics RPG. So we're going back to the Abbey now,
of
and we're gonna show
them
you guys
just
a little bit of a gameplay
doing
tease
a
of what you can
reskinned
do
XCOM
within the Abbey.
with
And we're gonna
Midnight
start in
Suns.
the Hunter's Quarters.
Alright, let's do it.
because they made
You can
XCOM,
do
right?
an
So I was
enormous
really
amount,
afraid of
obviously,
that.
after a hard day's
That they
work,
would just
you want to go
reuse a
back
lot of
to your
gameplay mechanics
Right, you're wearing casual clothes.
and then call it, hey, here's a Marvel game.
We actually have a lot of outfits that
And look at this room. It looks like some decorating could be done. Can you do decorating?
Joan. Yeah, you gotta update the room. And yeah, there's
Oh, you can upgrade your room and you can pet the dog, very important. But yeah, they haven't done that and I love it.
Charlie.
Right, your beloved hellhound Charlie, who loves you so much. You can of course pet the dog, and there's a lot of benefits to that as well.
Are we going to be able to explore that a little bit more?
We are, and in fact, what's happening right now is
that camera angle though is a bit
common room after combat
weird.
And so again, this
Well,
is
it's
really
their
a
choice.
social experience where after combat, all these heroes are hanging out, and you can choose from different heroes after combat to hang out with. And this is an important part.
That's cool.
It is. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. Not only do you have fun
Join the
combat, you come
hangout.
back, and you have a very, very important choice to make, which is a whole other part of the Marvel fantasy, right? It's not just battling amongst these heroes. It's who do you want to hang out with, Nico Morono or Iron Man, right?
Yeah, and there's a
That
lot
is a
of
tough decision.
benefit to this, right? There's not just a narrative benefit as they commiserate over their terrible parents. Oh, my dad's not watching because I can commiserate with him as well. But yeah, then in addition to hanging out with heroes, you obviously get to have a deeper experience talking to different characters around the Abbey.
Oh, you
kind
can
of
also make
losing here, like,
decisions.
the dialogue choices can affect the 100 balance as well.
I mean, it's an RPG.
That's
There's
cool.
branching dialogue choices here.
Right.
You mentioned the light-dark balance.
I wonder if you can do like a
How you
full
want to craft your hunter, and their
dark
personality is
playthrough or light
incredibly compelling.
playthrough and how much that
And
changes.
You'll be able to do that in spades in the Abbey. Uh-oh, what are we doing here, Caroline? You love the dog?
I do.
You walk your dog?
I mean, it looks like it.
Puppy!
The dog's walking, leading me somewhere.
Who's a good boy?
Hey, where are we going?
Or
So,
girl, or
you know,
hellhound.
this is just one of the
Who's a
many
good
things
hellhound?
that happens on the Abbey grounds. So the Abbey grounds are very extensive, which you can explore, and you should. And this is a lot of really interesting optional content that the player can come out here, explore the grounds, uncover a lot more narrative, a lot more gameplay. And so, again, we wanted this to feel like a living space. And so it's not just the interior of the Abbey, it's the exterior grounds as well.
I wonder if you can upgrade the Abbey.
Based on
And
our
again, you think of the world of Marvel, it's not enough to just have a series of menus in between missions or a base that doesn't have a lot of content and substance to it. And the grounds really act as that, since they're overloaded with secrets and mysteries and deep, deep lore to learn more.
I have to
Even
think
in other
about
corners of Marvel that you may be
Avengers here
surprised
for a
about
hot
The
minute.
background of the Hunter and Caretaker and other characters.
Right. And there's so
Shots fired.
much more that we would love to show
Let's
you.
keep going. Can we keep going?
And we will. There's so much more to show you. And we will.
I mean, if you want to show me more, I will
All right,
be
well, there you have it, guys.
a free
We
beta
have
tester.
A little bit of gameplay, a little bit of Abby, a lot of combat that's coming up as well.
That was neat.
What's coming up, guys, in October, coming months?
A lot. So we want to dive deep on some of the characters, like start to show more about these characters, and then show more gameplay. We just hinted at it with the combat and the Abbey, so we want to show more of that
All right.
in the coming months.
Awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone's looking forward to it. Thank you so
I
much,
do.
guys, both Jake and Garth, for joining us today and showing our fans, of course, like Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yes, we are very happy to finally be putting the game.
So it's incredibly exciting. Thank you all. Thanks for
Yeah.
being with us.
Yep, absolutely.
Neat.
All right, thank you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure to follow us on social media. Again, that is Marvel's Midnight Suns on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to give us
I
a
think
follow.
that was it
also,
then.
sign up for our newsletter for the very exclusive Night Stalker Blade skin. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to sharing more.
Wow, that's okay. One of the things they really have to do is they have to work a little bit on their sound design in those videos. I don't want to sound ungrateful. Like, I'm always happy when developers are giving us an early look on their games and not just like those 2-minute long gameplay segments which tell you absolutely nothing about the game and how it actually will feel, or they are just in-game cutscenes they're then just calling gameplay, right? I am actually all for this, but yeah, maybe audio options need to be checked for the next time. But that's the only thing. But man, yeah, as I said, like, I'm always happy when developers are doing this, when they're actually showcasing uncut gameplay and you are seeing the gameplay loop, you are seeing the abilities and possibilities, and they actually tell you what you can do, what you can't do. Like, sure, it leaves you less to imagine. And because of that, maybe some people will not buy your game because they just realize, hey, wait a second. Yeah, this is not really for me. But I think that is so much more honest. And I like that so much more. Also, I wonder what those symbols mean. Like, you see the different symbols here? with the enemies. Like, those are totally different symbols. I wonder what they mean. Oh, are those the targets? Like, who will they attack next? So this dude is probably Doctor Strange? This is the Hunter. And this is probably the dude who will then attack Blade. Yeah, they also look at the characters. There's also like kind of a cool feature. So you know who they will attack in their round. So it gives you a little bit of like planning. Yeah, those two will attack Doctor Strange. This dude will attack the Hunter. And the other right dude will attack Blade. Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot of information on the screen immediately without overloading you with information. So it seems like you are doing all your turns, then it is the enemy doing all their turns. And I assume the higher your difficulty rating, the more you want to like focus on taking out as many people as possible in one turn. But yeah, that's cool. Like, as I said, the problem with Avengers, like a lot of things, like didn't like. I'm not saying that Avengers was a bad game. I'm just saying it didn't click with me for a lot of reasons. It didn't do it for me, which also has a little bit to do that I like my Marvel characters here and there, but I'm not the super Marvel nerd. I will be open about it. Like, why fake it? But I still enjoy me some Marvel here and then. And, well, Avengers unfortunately didn't do it for me. This game, though, on the other hand, could really do it. Like, I love the graphical effects, I love the animations, I love the idea that you basically use, like, cards for your abilities. And you can also use the environment and plan ahead. Like, again, there is a lot of cool stuff in this game, which, as I said before, I was afraid that this game is just XCOM Reloaded, right? It's like, oh yeah, we took XCOM, we put a Marvel skin on it, we added like 1 or 2 new gameplay elements, and then we resold that game to you. Which unfortunately happens far too often in the gaming industry nowadays. But they didn't do that. Like, it's sure, it's a tactic game. It's a turn-based tactic game. But beyond that, the game seems to be very different in execution to what you normally can do with XCOM. It feels very, very different on the first glance. And I really do appreciate that. So yeah, I am definitely more curious about this game. And if there will be, as it sounds at least, there will be another live stream in the foreseeable future. We will also watch that when it comes out, and you will also find it here on the channel. So if you want to see more Marvel Midnight Suns, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe to the channel to help me out. It's also completely free. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you're on your way out, then I would appreciate if you might also consider to hit the like button. If you didn't like this video for whatever reason, then there's a dislike button right next to it. And then I hope I see you next time. We're also doing lots of other videos, actually 1 video per day here on the channel. So if you want to check them out, they're right here on the channel. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Stay safe. Bye bye.